Hey everybody, how you doing today? It's Basil with Fine Art Superheroes. I want to talk to you a little bit about my character Verdias. You can see performed by Wisty Andres on Thursday, October 8th. You got to get your tickets. They're only $10. We stream online, so we create the performance right here at Midway Studios, and we stream it online, so you'll be watching it live. If you buy a ticket, you get entered into a chance to win one of my Fine Art Superheroes prints. They're open editions. We got 4 really cool prints. You can check them out right here. All right. And this performance is created entirely by Wisty Andres, and I'm just really creating the set and some of the visuals to help tell the story. One of the exciting things about all these performances that we're creating is that I don't know what they're going to be. I've created the characters. I've told the dancers and the creators a little bit about who the characters are, and they're weaving their own narratives and their own performances through dance. So this is super exciting, and you're going to want to see it. I want to talk to you more about the characters, but also Origins Performance Series is a partnership between me, Wisty, Michaela Wallace, and Jeff John Philippe. And we're also partnering with Elmer Martinez, our lighting designer. It's really important that you understand that this is 4 artists coming together with the resources they have and creating something special at a time when performance venues are shut down due to the pandemic. So that's what makes this so exciting. There are ways we can still create despite the pandemic and despite the situation. With that being said, I want to show you a little bit about how I create characters. So I brought out my sketchbook. And every artist has to have a sketchbook. It's intrinsic to our creative processes. Creating books, making books is so important. Right to the Verdias project. So with this project, I was inspired by someone I knew who her name meant rose garden. And I was also inspired by her personality. There was a kind of authenticity, genuineness, and adherence to truth that I always admired. And I took that as inspiration for the suit. So Verdias is an avatar of our essential nature, our truth. And she wears an organic pattern with little leaves and vines and greenery and extensions. I took inspiration from the banyan tree as well as the rosebush. And there's a connection to a film I saw by Alex Garland. And in that film, Alex has a character played by Tessa Thompson who turns into plant life, transitions from being a mammal and a human into being a plant. And that is her death in a way. We die, our bodies decay, and they fertilize this plant growth as you see it. So there's an element of our essential nature in that. So I used many different pages and made many different iterations, kind of primed my imagination for the character. This is a sketch. Here we have the sketch put in Photoshop, and I think I needed to figure out where the roses might go. So this was my earlier version in green with roses scattered throughout. And the final looks very different, but these are examples I needed to do. I created a headpiece, which we won't use, but I want to show you anyway. Because I used a lot of reference images for that as well. And it's important that you see that just so you know how these ideas come about. This headpiece would be great, but the dancer's head is smaller and it looks too large on her. So maybe making another version of this with a thinner material might work better. But for this performance, it's too much. But it's a good piece. This is made out of EVA foam, and the roses are made out of foam too. By the way, I took a lot of inspiration from the organic, but I also took a lot of inspiration from the Borg. for this helmet because the Star Trek, so a lot of stuff comes from comics or science fiction, and in the Borg integrate the conduits and the lines with the organic structure of the people. And you know, what I'm attempting to do here is not that different. Integrate the organic with the human body. So that's exciting. So each one of these roses was made out of EVA foam 2. Each one of the leaves was made out of EVA foam. And only the stem here is plastic, a store-bought material. But originally I tried to get away with just buying roses from Amazon, store-bought foam roses or factory-made foam roses, and they weren't interesting or beautiful. They didn't feel real. They felt kind of lethargic, and that would not work for this. So I actually had to make each rose little by little. I watched a video on YouTube. I would put the petals on a iron, flipped upside down to make them curl like this, and then with my contact cement I would curl each one around. Some of the roses you can probably see are closed and they fold in on each other, while others open outward, so it was fun to play with that detail. And some are large and small. By getting that variance, I felt like I had something much more rich and much more believable. All right. So this shows you just really the role that a sketchbook plays in helping you develop your characters, how making collages, making little drawings, making different drawings from each other, not necessarily even objective driven, but just for practice and for spending time with the character and getting more familiar, can really do a lot to open your creativity and develop your ideas. Thank you for listening and watching a little bit more about my creative process. I'm excited to share with you more. You can check me out at Instagram, Fine Art Superheroes. You can check me out on Facebook, Fine Art Superheroes again, and you can check me out on the World Wide Web at fineartsuperheroes.com. Enter in your email address and I get to email you and let you know about what's going on, what my latest projects are, and thank you to all my collaborators, especially Makeda and Wisty and Elmer for the amazing work you're doing. Thank you all and have a great day.